If it's one thing about my fellow African people, they won't research. No, they won't. Why would they do that? Why would they research about who they are and where they come from? They don't have time for that. And I bet this place I'm about to say, here in South Africa, many of you don't know about. So, this is the Cape of Good Hope in Cape Town. So, this is the dark or the black room. So, this is where our ancestors were trapped and kept until they accepted Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. And if they did not, they would be tortured. You'd stay there for weeks, for days, for months without food, no water, no access to light. You can imagine staying without light. You can't see light, it's dark. You are being tortured at the same time. So you can imagine the damage that it did to our ancestors. So, in order for the invaders that came here in South Africa to let them out, they'd have to accept this Lord and Savior. And then they would be let out. And if not, you'd be kept there until you die. So they knew that if they kept them there, it will damage their most important part of the brain, which is the prefrontal cortex, which is the most critical part of the brain that is responsible for your behavior, your personality, and the way you think, your ability to make critical and rational decisions, and your open mindedness. So they knew that if they killed that part of the brain, they would have defeated them, and that's how they conquered them. They killed that part of the brain, so they would let out. And what happened? They accepted him as their Lord and Savior, not because it was their decision, but the prefrontal cortex was damaged. And when your prefrontal cortex is damaged, you can't be a critical thinker. You can't make that rational decision to think for yourself and be open minded. So, guys, it's important. Read. Fundani, go out there, look for information, search for the truth. Don't follow blindly. Be open minded to say that we want to be critical thinkers, Manji. We want to think independently. We want to question things. Don't just follow. Think and ask questions. It's okay to ask questions. Research for yourselves, guys. It's important to do this so that when we come here on TikTok, you won't insult us because we know what we're talking about. When I come here on TikTok, I talk about facts, not theory or myths. I'm sure of what I'm talking about. So now, when you come here as well, be sure of what you're talking about. Don't just talk of myths and fairy tale stories that you know nothing about, that you have no research or knowledge of.